Who can forget the horrific 16th December Delhi gang rape? The brutal rape had sparked nationwide outrage and protests. It had also highlighted the shameful truth about the capital, the truth about Delhi being insensitive and uncaring. And after being thrown out of the bus, Jyoti's friend begged and pleaded for help, but no one came forward to help her. 1.5 years later, you would think things on the streets of Delhi would have changed somewhat, that the Delhi people would have developed some sort of a heart, would step in and help. Is that the case? Take a look at this very, very disturbing video.
Bleeding profusely, a man pleads for help on one of Delhi's busy roads. People, cars, buses, bikes continue to pass by. Some slow down but don't stop to help.
मार दिया किसी ने गाड़ी से. Somebody hit me with the car. More help. मदद करोगे?
Even an ambulance drives off.
Help! 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 It was ambulance.
Close to 60 people gather, but not one of them steps up to take the man to the hospital.
Help! 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 Someone help!
They stand around and watch in silence, reconciled to the fact that the man will die.
Someone help! Someone!
Delhi watches as the man bleeds to death.
This is a societal video experiment. Varun Pruthi, who's the actor in that video, he's joining us in the studio, as also Aditi Bhatt, she's the Director, Policy and Research at the Save Life Foundation. Also with us at this time, Badrinath Singh and Asha Devi, Nirbhaya's parents, and Dr. Kiran Bedi, former IPS officer. And I want to play out that video once more, because that is at the heart of what we're discussing. The fact that 1.5 years after Nirbhaya, on the streets of Delhi, you've got a person bleeding profusely, asking for help, begging for help, and not one person steps forward. See that red car that just passed? People in fact gather as if they're watching an artifact, as if it's a circus and they're watching the fun. Not one person, rich, poor, whether in a car, a motorcycle, a cycle, or a pedestrian stops. In fact, an ambulance passes as well. That doesn't stop either. Varun, describe to us your motivation for doing something like this, and your experience of being in that video, being the man who's trying to call out for help and no one steps forward to help.
Well, I would like to say, first of all, I'm an actor. So I'm blessed I could play different parts, which I'm not. So one thing I always wanted to play was Nirbhaya's position after post-rape. I just wanted to play and feel, how does it feel to be just ignored by your own people? How does it feel asking, begging for help on the street and no one's trying to stop and help you? So that was my biggest motivation, and I was just waiting for a chance to make it happen and make people realize, open their eyes, that it's not just the victims, not just the law, not just the police, not just the government who's responsible for the crime which is increasing. It's us, we are too, because we just try our best to ignore. We try our best to be scared. Like someone could actually be dying right in front of us and we'll just close our eyes thinking helping is a crime. Because I think the mentality of people right now is if you help, you'll become a criminal. So we gotta change that mentality. Helping is not crime. You know, I'm getting so many messages of support. I literally cried reading them. It's just, I mean, we're not bad people, because if we were bad people, this thing would never go viral. Like, why would someone share this thing if we are not good people? The reason people are sharing this thing is because they're getting hit by this. They're getting that thing in their heart. It's touching them.
Now, one second. Because we've seen a lot of candlelight protests, we've seen much fury, but this is candlelight hypocrisy. You go out, you protest, but when an opportunity presents itself, now look at that video right here. You've got all these people who are standing there looking at this man and not one steps forward to help. You were at the Save Life Foundation.
Yes.
Have done a big experiment on this. You've compared different cities and the responses people have. Is this the standard response that you get of complete apathy?
So at Save Life, we did a national study actually on the issue of why people don't come forward to help injured people on the road, whether it's a road accident, whether it's a stabbing, whether it's a rape, as in this case. And truthfully, I would agree that it's hypocrisy, but of a different kind. So the system doesn't, unfortunately, allow people or give people the confidence to come forward. It doesn't enable them to think that if I come and help a dying man or woman, then I won't face being called to the court numerous times or being interrogated at various points or appearing as a witness all the time. And unfortunately, this is what people think. And it's not so far-fetched to say, why can't a system give them that kind of confidence or that kind of protection? It happens all over the world. That's why emergency services are so developed. I mean, you can keep waiting for ambulances on the road, but given our traffic conditions, if you don't empower people to help other people, then you're not going to save as many people.
Because Dr. Bedi, after the 16th of December, we saw much protest. We saw a lot of anger. We saw people expecting the system to change. But here is something as basic as a person having an opportunity to help someone who's bleeding. This was a video experiment, but if this had been for real, and if Varun were actually injured and bleeding and dying on the streets, nobody would help him. 1.5 years after Nirbhaya, nothing seems to have changed, Dr. Bedi.
Yes, because we're still in a very anonymous, hypocritical society. We haven't done enough to create repentance, reflection, education, or revolution. We've done candlelights, but candlelights are only for photo ops. These are photo ops. I think we didn't legislate a Samaritan law. We didn't create a revolution. We didn't create a mass awareness. And we didn't create a reward system that if you bring an injured and you save a life, you get 1 lakh rupees. Let's create a road safety fund to say if you bring an injured like this and you save a life, you get 1 lakh rupees.
No, but why should you be expecting money, Dr. Bedi? Where is humanity? Why shouldn't people, out of just sheer humanity, stop and help this person? You know, why are we expecting to be paid to do what should be our duty?
Rahul, who taught you humanity? Who taught us humanity? We only competed to pass exams and get jobs. Did anybody teach us humanity other than our parents? Whatever they did? Did schools teach humanity? Do we do community service at the class 10, 11? Do we? I don't think. Who teaches us humanity? Do we do community service as a part of education? You will not have it for the next few generations till you bring community service at the standard 10 and 11, where you actually work for the rich, work for the poor, and the poor work for everybody. Unless we all work together and serve humanity, we do not have humanity. We have religions, we have faiths, we have castes, but we don't have humanity.
Varun wants to come in and add to
Yeah,
that.
I totally agree with ma'am. I'm totally agree with you. I think the biggest other problem we have in our culture is when we're born and brought up as kids, our parents always want us to be safe. You know, you see something happening, close your eyes, just run away from there. You see something, you know, someone is in trouble, you know, try to get away. Because I've been raised the same way because I was the only kid in my family. I'm the only one. So my parents would always be like so protective. Like, you know what? Something is happening out there. You know, you don't know what is going on. Just disappear. Just run from there. So I think the most important part right now is to educate the kids when they're growing up. You know, I couldn't agree with you, ma'am, more. Like, we gotta have this system in our schools, and our parents should take itself like initiative to teach their kids. You know, like if you see someone who's in trouble, you know, at least call the cops. Because
I want to go across to Badrinath Singh and Asha Devi. Then Jyoti और निर्भया's parents. बद्रीनाथ जी, हम यहाँ पर इस वीडियो में देख रहे हैं कि एक आदमी है जिसको चोट लगी हुई है, वो सड़क पे खड़े होकर बहुत देर तक लोगों से पुकार रहा है, कोई भी रुकता नहीं। निर्भया के केस में भी, ज्योति के केस में भी यही हुआ। आपको लगता है कि निर्भया की जो मौत हुई वो किसी तरीके से उसके बाद कुछ बदला नहीं? इतना गुस्सा था लोगों ने कहा कि इस एक केस के बाद दुनिया बदलेगी, इस तरह की चीज़ें दोबारा होंगी नहीं, लेकिन इस वीडियो एक्सपेरिमेंट को देखते लगता है कि लोगों को फ़र्क ही नहीं पड़ता। अगर आज भी कोई निर्भया रात में सड़क पर हुई, उसकी मदद के लिए कोई नहीं आएगा।
देखिए, ये सबसे बड़ी एक समस्या है सामने की, लोग सोचते नहीं है कि ये हादसा हमारे साथ भी हो सकता है, हमें भी किसी की ज़रूरत पड़ सकती है बुलाने की। अगर हर आदमी ये सोच ले कि नहीं, जो ये कैसे हो रही है, चाहे एक्सीडेंट हो रहा है, इसको कैसे रोका जाए, अगर रोका भी नहीं जा रहा है तो उसकी मदद कैसे की जाए, तो हर आदमी अपना समझ करके अगर करता है तो ज़रूर कहीं ना कहीं हमारी ये बन जाती है बात कि हमें किसी भी तरीके से उसकी हेल्प करनी चाहिए। हम तो सिर्फ ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि अगर हेल्प नहीं कर पा रहे, कोई ना कोई रीजन तो है, कोई पुलिस से डरता है, कोई इधर उधर दौड़ने से डरता है कि हमारी दिहाड़ी टूट जाएगी, आगे हम करेंगे क्या। तो यहाँ पर एक समस्या है, लेकिन इसका समाधान भी तो हमें ही ढूंढना है ना, समाज को ही ढूंढना है, क्योंकि समाज में गलतियाँ हैं, समाज की गलतियों को समाज ही उसको दूर कर सकता है। तो हमारा तो इसमें एक सुझाव है कि बहुत सारा NGO है, ट्रस्ट है, चाहे बहुत बड़ी संस्थाएं होती है, वो कुछ ऐसे भी चलाएं कि रोड पे चलते हुए किसी को भी देखे कि नहीं एक्सीडेंट हुआ है या कोई घायल है, उसको अपने तौर तरीके से उठाए।
नहीं, पर क्या आपको लगता है आशा देवी जी कि कोई लॉ होना चाहिए, कानून होना चाहिए जो कहे कि अगर आप किसी को देखते हो जो घायल है, सड़क पर है, मदद की उम्मीद कर रहा है, मदद वो चाहता है, और अगर आप मदद ना करो तो उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए? आशा जी।
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल। हर एक आदमी को अपनी जिम्मेवारी होनी चाहिए कि कोई भी सड़क पर पड़ा है, चाहे कोई भी लड़की हो, लड़का हो, कोई भी हो, तो हमारा सबसे पहले बनता है, जिम्मेवारी बनती है ताकि हम अपने इंसानियत के नाते उसकी मदद करें, हेल्प करें। जैसे कोई घटना होती है, लोग प्रदर्शन करते हैं, आंसर करते हैं, तो इसी तरह इस हर एक आदमी के अंदर ये जागरूकता पैदा होना जरूरी है, आकि कहीं भी हो, किसी हालत में भी हो, बेशक वो ड्यूटी के लिए जाता हो, कहीं भी जाता हो, लेकिन अगर सड़क पर आदमी पड़ा हुआ है तो हमारी जिम्मेवारी बनती है कि नहीं, कम से कम उसको हम हॉस्पिटल तक पहुंचाएं। नहीं जा सकते तो उसको एक फोन कर दे, किसी से मदद दे उसकी।
Absolutely, कम से कम पुलिस को तो फोन करो, at least call up the cops if nothing else. But what is being said is so basic that it really should be the first thing that happens, but it isn't happening. You've studied the problem, Aditi. Have you also got solutions that you can offer?
Yes, in fact, one thing that Dr. Bedi also mentioned, something that in India as basic as protecting good Samaritans. I agree with Varun, right? People want to help. I don't think it's a humanity problem. I don't think it's an apathy problem. They help in other situations, in case of a railroad disaster or a bomb blast, or in Uttarakhand when the floods were happening. People do risk their lives.
Why don't they help in this sort of a situation?
But on the roads, when you see an injured person because of a road accident or because of any other thing, you immediately hesitate, because to take a person to a hospital, to even call the police or to sort of inform them, unfortunately your details are recorded. You're not anonymous. Why can't I as an anonymous person drop somebody at a hospital and that's it? Because that itself will save more than 50% of lives that are lost.
No, but Dr. Bedi, we've been speaking of a Good Samaritan law for so many years now. That law hasn't come about. Do you think that this should be a priority for the Narendra Modi government to bring in a Good Samaritan law to ensure that if you help someone who's bleeding on the road, you're not then harassed and subjected to date after date when it comes to a court appearance?
Absolutely. We need the law, a right law, which recognizes, even appreciates, even rewards. Let that person get a certificate of the government saying he was a good Samaritan, so he can have a tag of a good Samaritan. I would like this kind of recognition to be given to such people, and then publicize it deeply, make people aware. And secondly, once you have the law, even without the law, let the police start doing these kinds of mock exercises. Let the police start doing these kinds of mock exercises. Have a camera on the other side. Note down, the camera will note down all the numbers which have run past by and send them a ticket. Send them a ticket. I think you never know. Let the police do these kinds of rehearsals in support of these kinds of Samaritans already, the traffic wardens, and then see which car has sped by. There will be a government vehicle, there will be even a police vehicle, and send them notices, call them to the police station saying you've been anti-Samaritan. Now what do we do with you? I think some kinds of mock exercises could be tried very selectively. I don't want this to be a routine, but I think law with technology and with these kind of mock exercises and this mass awareness, you see, you need a whole package.
And I want to talk over these figures that have been done, of the study that's been done by Safe Life Foundation. Delhi, the most insensitive city, at 96% of the bystanders being unlikely to step in to help the victim. Mumbai comes in a very close second at 95. Kolkata, many more bystanders willing to help, only 59% of the bystanders unlikely to help. Let's look at Indore, where 51%. So the highest apathy seems to be in Delhi at 95% of the bystanders, which means that if you're out on the road, you essentially have no hope of anybody stepping in to help you, either in Mumbai or in Delhi.
Well, unfortunately, that seems to be the case. And let me say again that sometimes it's the perception, right, also that you will be harassed. Look, the legal system, you're certainly going to be caught in. With the police, it's often a perception that yes, I will be harassed or will not. But the point is, as long as there's no clarity in terms of the law, in terms of the framework, whether it's perception or not, the person, the victim who's there is going to be left there. So really, until we get some clarity into the regulatory framework, nothing is going to change here.
Now, really like to add something. When people say, like, you know, people don't help because they're scared of police, actually I don't buy it. I have seen people in Delhi like killing each other for a parking spot. They would kill each other. How could, if they're scared of police and scared of the case going to the court, why would they kill someone for a parking spot?
Why do you think they don't help them?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not just the scare of the police or going to court. It's just their mentality. Like, they don't want to stop the rich thing. I'm rich. I don't have time to stop for someone like this.
But the poor are not stopping either.
That's what I'm saying. The poor says, I'm helpless in this country. I can't take him to the hospital. So that's the thing. It's not just rich and poor. They both have their own mindsets. So we got to change those mindsets. And I really agree with Kiran ma'am, what she just said. We got to motivate people. And the only way to motivate people is, anytime you find someone who has helped, get that person in the media, you know, show him on the TV, he's given like a little award or something, and once people see that, they would get motivation. Don't give them any money, but at least show them on the TV. Like this guy put like a 1 minute thing in your news channel. Like this guy, you know, making a change, he helped the dying victim. People would see it and they would get motivation to help other people.
But why does this need motivation, Dr. Bedi? Why isn't this something as basic as, you see a man in trouble, you stop to help him? That's really as basic as it should be. Why do we need laws? Why do we need money? Why do we need to be on TV? Just because you're doing what really is your human duty, madam.
Rahul, you're dealing with human nature, and you see how city-wise the culture is different, how apathetic Delhi is, how less apathetic Calcutta is. There are city cultures also, and I think every city has its own culture, and apathy is a Delhi culture. We got to understand it, but let's deal with it. And one of the ways to deal with it is, how does police communicate regularly, on a regular basis? Does one ad in the paper work? No. Every police station, every police district should have a community radio of its own. Delhi police should have a community radio of its own, where it continues to transmit messages, continue to make people aware. I'm aware that Delhi police has had awareness campaigns saying if you bring the injured to the police station, you will have no hassles, you will have no problems. But it needs reinforcement, it needs reiteration,
Badrinath
it needs recall. Every district should have radio, police radio.
आपको लगता है कि ये बड़े शहरों की ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है? हमने देखा दिल्ली में 96%, मुंबई में 95% लोग मदद करने नहीं आएंगे अगर कोई सड़क पर मर रहा होगा, जबकि हमने देखा कि छोटे शहरों में, इंदौर जैसा शहर हो या फिर कोलकाता जैसा शहर हो, जो कि खुद में काफ़ी बड़ा शहर है लेकिन दिल्ली मुंबई नहीं है, वहाँ पर ज़्यादा लोग मदद करने के लिए, क्योंकि ये बड़ा शहर है, यहाँ पर लोगों को दूसरों के बारे में फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता, वो स्वार्थी हैं, सेल्फिश हैं, सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपनी सोचते हैं और किसी की नहीं।
बिल्कुल सही बात है। यहाँ पर दिल्ली में, बम्बई को तो मैं नहीं जानता, दिल्ली में तो मैं अक्सर देखता हूँ इस चीज़ को कि कोई भी हेल्प के लिए आगे बढ़ता ही नहीं है, चाहे 50 आदमी वहाँ खड़े रहेंगे लेकिन कोई छू नहीं सकता उसको। यहाँ तक लोग सोचते हैं कि चलो हम पुलिस को ही फ़ोन करके बुला दें, कोई भी हेल्प करने के लिए किसी भी तरह से तैयार नहीं है। हमारे समझ में तो ये ज़रूर है कि बहुत बड़े बड़े संस्थानें हैं, NGO है, ट्रस्ट है, पता न क्या क्या है, कोई न कोई ऐसा उसमें एक जगह बनाई जाए, जैसे मान लीजिए कि हेल्प के लिए ही कुछ समय के लिए कोई एरिया दे दिया जाए कि इस एरिया को तुम देखो, उस एरिया को हम देखते हैं, तो कहीं भी कोई अगर समस्या आती है तो उसका समाधान तो हो सकता है। लेकिन जो समस्या हमारे देश में है, हमारे गांव में, हमारे घर में है या हमारे शहर में है, तो हमारे से ही तो है। इस समस्या को हम नहीं समझ रहे हैं, इसीलिए दिक्कत है। हम चाहेंगे हमेशा कि कोई भी व्यक्ति अगर उसकी नज़र पड़ गई कि नहीं किसी का एक्सीडेंट हुआ है या कोई हेल्प के लिए बुला रहा है किसी भी तरह का, तो हमें वहाँ जाना चाहिए और उसका हेल्प करना चाहिए, यही एक मानवता भी है।
Yeah, if I can also add to that, Rahul, one of the things we saw also in our study was that the person needs to feel like if they help, they can actually get that person to help, to a hospital. But I'm sorry to say it's unfortunate, if you go to various hospitals, you may often get turned away. You'll be asked a bunch of questions on who is this person, how are they related to you, can they afford to pay, and if you are the person is an anonymous victim, you shouldn't be questioned or detained in a hospital in that manner. So where is the surety that if I take somebody to a hospital or anywhere they can get help, they are going to get the help that they can?
I'm deeply personally disturbed by this, because after all the fury that we saw post Nirbhaya, one would have really hoped that things would change at least to some extent. But 96% in Delhi and 95% in Mumbai, that is a very, very shocking and alarming statistic, which essentially means that if any of us are going back home tonight and God forbid there's an accident, you pretty much have no hope of anyone stepping in to help you. The whole point of putting out this broadcast is for us to ponder that if we're in a similar situation or we see someone in a similar situation, will we have the courage to stop, regardless of how many problems one might have to face later. As Aditi says, that is also a perceptional issue. Do your job, don't worry about the law. That is the least that humanity asks of you. That's the least you owe to yourself, and I hope that is something that all of us keep in our minds if ever, God forbid, such a situation confronts us. Dr. Kiran Bedi, Aditi Bhatt, Varun Pruthi, Badrinath Singh and Abha Devi for joining us on Center Stage tonight. Thank you very much. News and updates continue when we come back on the other side of a quick break.